What's my purpose? What's my identity? I've grown up not afraid of a damn thing. I'll take anything on. But nothing prepares you for the first time you walk out your dome away from home and you look up and the Khumbu icefall just doesn't stop. This is going to be the toughest thing I've ever done in my life. This is going to be the challenge of a lifetime. And I'm ready for it. Win, lose, or draw, I am going to take it right to the mountain, and the mountain's going to throw it right back at me. And it doesn't even have to be the summit of everything. It just has to be I got in the arena and challenged it. And then it's going to be a lot more fun at sea level. And so what's my identity? Climbing is who I am.
Yeah, how are you feeling? This is just pre-trip. We leave tomorrow. The journey starts. How are you feeling?
You know, it's a trip 20 years in the making. I did my first of the 7 summits on my 40th birthday, and I knew when I got back that I absolutely want to do the 7. And here it is. It's 24 hours away or less, and I actually feel fantastic. I feel prepared. I feel I've asked and answered every single question I need. I had jitters 3 or 4 months ago. I have 0 now. Now I just want to get on the plane, get to Lukla, get on this path, and just get started.
Have you? Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool spot.
When I was creeping up on 40, I wanted to do something on my 40th birthday that I would remember on my 80th. And ultimately, what I decided to do was climb Mount Kilimanjaro. You know, I was new to what the 7 summits were, but I knew that I had done the first of the 7, and I was like, I want to do that. And it was on my 40th birthday. And so I knew that Everest was in there, and this was 20 years ago. And so now for 20 years, I have been building up that resume of climbing to be able to do Everest. So it's been in my rear view mirror and in the front view mirror and on the front burner. And right now, it's a 20-year dream that's finally come true.
You know, yesterday was the first day of a 20-year wait and 2 years worth of training to just finally kick this thing off, and it felt phenomenal. It's nice just to kind of see all the sights that I've seen on videos all for the last couple of years training, and it felt wonderful just to get some dirt on my boots. As far as getting here, you know, it felt phenomenal. I had a great dinner, went to sleep, got 8+ hours sleep. I feel so strong this morning. Right now I'm just ready to get the fuel going to get up to Namche Bazaar. I'm just so excited to be here. So amazingly excited. Sometimes you don't ever think it's real till you get somewhere where it's real. There we go. Wow. Okay, so this is the Khumbu?
Yes.
Khumbu. And then Nuptse, Lhotse, and Everest?
Yeah. This way?
Yeah.
It's Camp 2,
Okay.
Camp 3. This is Camp 4.
Camp 4? Summit.
See that big mountain, the big one? That's the Lhotse and Nuptse place. We don't see the summit though.
Can't walk, but I can keep going.
We will eventually.
We will eventually, yeah.
First sights of Everest. Kevin, how you feeling?
Overwhelmed. I remember the first time I rounded the Sun Gate corner, going to see Machu Picchu. I had no words. I just dropped to my knees and wept. And I'm probably not going to weep here, but man, I feel the same way, just in awe of what Mother Nature is capable of.
So I started planning for Everest about 5 years ago with, am I ready? Yeah, good isn't good enough. You need Everest physical shape. And for the last year and a half, I have been beaten up 6 days a week by this incredible climber who comes from Everest royalty, and he has got me in shape 6 days a week. He's there every day on my phone, tracking my working out. And so getting in shape, I'm in the best shape I've been in my life, probably since I was in maybe high school football. And so now the physical side of it is done. I think the big side is the mental side. You can't get ready for Everest without sacrifice. And if I look at my life and what I've sacrificed time with my family, time with my loved ones, in many ways, time with my work, my clients. They all know I climb. They all know of the 7 Summits group, and they know that this is a big part of my life. It's really the sacrifice collectively of the people around me who could either support me or walk away for a while. But the sacrifice of not being near my family. There's a guy on the other side of the world who means the world to me. And that's my dad. I didn't really have a relationship with him until only 10 years ago, right? 50 years old, I started having a relationship. Yeah. And he's a very proud man. And so what I'm proud of is I'm doing this for him. I'm doing this so he can look at his son and say, this is my son. He can share that in the little town of Puerto Rico where he's lived his entire life. And he can say, this is mine. Right? This is my son. This is my offspring. I want him to have that pride.
There are some things in life that you think about, you dream about, and then you actually experience them, and it blows you away. When I stepped outside this hotel this morning and I stood out here by myself before the sunrise and watched the sunrise come over what's over my shoulder at Everest, I was in awe. I couldn't move. It was just moving. And just seeing it this morning, knowing I got 18,000 feet to go to get to the top, it doesn't matter. I'm standing here in the most sacred spot, probably around this area of Nepal, and I can't stop smiling. But it is definitely a feeling I will never, ever forget. Somehow I think for the rest of my life, every time I think of Everest, I'll think of this very morning, this very feeling, this very view.
Sometimes you think that the air is always going to be easy to breathe. Let me tell you, it gets tougher the higher you go. Let's keep going. See that from this view.
Yeah. If you remember, there is kind of like the two peak, the short peak and the big peak. This is the short peak.
Nice.
When you're looking from that direction, it's on the left hand side. Yeah.
But just the scale, the majesty, it's tough for the brain to accept it and get it all in. I'm breathing a little heavier. We're on our way to 16,000 feet. And the body, it wants to rebel a little bit.
I'm 60 years old. or will be in a couple weeks. My body acts like a 60-year-old's. Pretty good in shape 60-year-olds, but a 60-year-old's. If there's anything that I worry about, I just worry that, am I fast enough to succeed? That's it. I don't care if I'm the last person to summit Everest this season. I'm the last guy up the mountain, and it takes me longer than anybody else who summited. I think Everest forces you to think about the unknown. So I go back over my life and I think, how have I reacted to the unknown elsewhere? I rode motorcycles for 40 years. You think doing 75 miles an hour on a California highway when people are on their damn telephones texting the, whomever, and you're trying to go around this, that's just as dangerous. You just don't think about it. So in my line of work, we talk about risk. There's risk you can control. There's risk you can't control. And as long as you take care of the risk you can control as best as possible, I've accepted it. It's there. I also know that the best way that you can evaluate whether or not it's safe to go on that mountain is what my team is using. The best way to evaluate the weather, the best people that are on the mountain. In our climbing group alone, our guides, our Sherpa, have over 70 summits on this mountain. They know what's out there. They know what to think. They know how to avoid things that I would never see. So how do I feel about things I should be scared of? I feel like I have eliminated all the risk that I possibly can, and the risks that remain, bring them on. Otherwise, if I'm worried about that, I shouldn't be here in the first place.
Drifts out there.
8 or 9 books on my Kindle that I haven't started yet. They were saying it was 5 years from back 10 years ago.
One thing I know, this is the Babusuri Sherpa. The first guy to climb Everest 10 times without oxygen.
There was one down there. I'm going to adopt. 'Tis better to live one day as a tiger than to live 1,000 years as a sheep. This doesn't scare me. I don't want to die. If I did, I'm okay with the life I live.
I'm happy to be going on this adventure.
Hey, let's go do it.
Yeah.
Some drink, anything? Tea, coffee, juice, whiskey.
Oh! Had to ask.
Maybe bigger. Okay.
The story I want people to tell when I'm no longer on this earth is that I never was afraid to do anything. And I took on life by grabbing both horns with both hands and saying, "Goddamn, let's go." If I look at Everest and I say, how will it change me as a person? In many ways, it will fortify who I believe I am as a person. My lack of fear in living a life that I should deserve to live. And I hope they follow that. I hope I inspire people to go, yeah, I'm going to do that, right? Nobody can talk me out of it. I'm just going to go do it. And I put my heart and soul into it. And I put my heart and soul into Everest. Summit, great. Don't summit, less great, still great, right? And so I will look at this going, I challenge myself. And I will continue to challenge myself even as this 1965 chassis starts to give way, right? And so I look at this will give me this beautiful pivot point in life. To say I took the biggest, baddest ass challenge I could. I did it right at 60 years old. Now, let's take a look at the rest of these next 20 years and know that I put the biggest, craziest, hairiest stuff behind me. I will probably continue climbing, but I want to learn to sail. I want to learn to be a phenomenal cook. I want to have friends over all the time. Because climbing is selfish for me. It's me, for me, with me, doing things that me likes. Now I want to do things with other people. And that's why I want to share the adventurous life, but to do it with groups of friends and groups of people and loved ones. And it just may not be at 29,029 feet.
Kevin, how we feeling?
You know, in this beautiful chopper, Santa Claus brought my bag this morning and I have all my gear. Got some sunshine. I feel really good. I'm kind of levitating above the ground right now.
$1,000. All right, everybody. Bawa is on the move.
We're on our way. Any thoughts?
You know what? Preseason's over. Time for first swing, first game, the real season. Let's do it.
Trying to work out, does it do
Yeah.
We have finally crested over one of the final ridges before we get to Everest Base Camp, which we can see in the distance. How are you feeling? What's this view? Put it into words.
We'll go from bad to better. Man, my headache from yesterday zapped my batteries, and so I'm breathing pretty heavy. But I'll tell you, we just crested this little hill about 10 yards behind us. And if you're looking over my left shoulder, way off there, a couple hours in the distance, is the whole reason we started this 40-mile trek 2 weeks ago. Everest Base Camp. You can't get this smile off my face. I don't care how tired I am. I don't care how heavy I'm breathing. It's Everest freaking Base Camp behind me. Many people ask me, what happens if you don't summit? So what? Life goes on living. I went after it. I challenged it. Life moves on. And I still went after it. So if I don't summit Everest, life will move on. I'll have a phenomenal story. I'll meet great people like you and everybody else in this family and the people who own the company. And nothing will take that away from me. My goal is to enjoy this time here on this mountain. And I'm already enjoying it. But if I don't summit, that won't stop me from really living in the bubble of what Everest was. It has nothing to do with the summit. The summit is one component of this overall adventure. But whatever it is, it's not going to change my outlook when I get off that plane back in California. And that's the great part about this. I feel I've already won the lottery being here. And I had a great time. And nobody can ever take that away from me.
Here we are. The answers of your choice.
warm up?
Yeah, so Kevin, we've made it up to Pamori High Camp. How you feel looking at this view and the days to come of just moving forward with this expedition?
You know, I've traveled all over the world, and it takes a lot to surprise a 60-year-old man. But I have never seen a view more beautiful than the view from this Pomori high camp. Everything I've seen in the movies, everything I've seen in pictures, everything I've seen in every great photo book, nothing can get you prepared for the actual view of Everest and the Lhotse face and the Geneva Spur and Nuptse, and looking all the way down the icefall, you see our camp. It is breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking. That and the altitude a little bit. Look at that. I can see my freaking tent from here. It's over there. Second from the end, looking up the icefall. That is the most intimidating thing I think I've ever seen walking out my front door. I do this for my father because I want him to have something that he's never been able to have in the first 50 years, which is my time and my life and my dreams and my anything. But I have his steely gaze, right? When he looks at me and he tells me, you go be the best climber you can be, you go take on Everest. And he just melts me. Just laser into ice melts me. And so I don't care that it's only been 10 years. I have a better relationship with my father than most of the people that I know. And I want to do this for him and for me. You know, if I could speak to a loved one that's no longer here, it'd be my mom. Mom passed away 18 years ago. I loved her. And growing up with nothing. We grew up very, very humble, shall we say. She was as encouraging as she possibly could with what very little she had. And she was proud of me no matter what I wanted to do. And I would say, was me. Couldn't say watch yet for whatever reason. I would say, was me, Mom, was me. And if I could say anything to her right now, I'd be like, was me, Mom. Was me.
But I'm already great.
I think when you dream about climbing Mount Everest, it's personal. You think about why you want to climb it, why you want to go from the bottom to 29,029 feet. But when you get here, you realize there's an entire culture that's been built for centuries around this entire mountain by the Nepali. And today we get to see what that looks like in the ceremony, where they grant us access to climb Chomolungma. In that puja ceremony that's going on over my shoulder, they're blessing our ability for safe passage to get to the top. I've never felt more spiritual in this country than this very moment, and I'm just glad that I'm here to be able to enjoy it.
Last shot. Once more shot. Once more. Last shot.
That's good for the tooth. Good for the tooth.
Once more. Once more. No, sorry. There we go.
The tooth medication.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God. Yeah. And we bonded. We're like this now.
Perfect. Perfect, man. Perfect.
So I will see you probably next Thursday.
Yeah.
And
But
if I
just-
need to stay somewhere higher up the mountain,
No, it's okay.
okay.
Don't worry. Just keep in touch with me.
I absolutely
Let
will.
me know what's going on.
Okay.
And we have plenty of time to discuss, and then you know how you want to approach an upper mountain. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have got plenty of time.
Okay.
Let's take care of your tooth, and then we'll be fine.
All right.
So, you never know what's going to hit you when you get up here. And all of a sudden, 2 days ago, I got hit with an abscess in my mouth. That is the most painful thing I've felt in years. And so I have to, unfortunately, kind of put a bookmark in this trip and fly down to Kathmandu and get a tooth extracted that's been badly infected. And the great thing is, between Jungbu and Big Tendi and the people at CTSS and the people at Global Rescue and my own doctor, we have all arranged for me to get my tooth taken care of, to rest, to heal, and to be back on this mountain so I can summit. And it is amazing how this entire team that I have has come together for me. So I am very grateful for this mountain, for the people who surround me, and just for everybody who's making this possible for me. Thank you very much.
In this journey, the most challenging thing is sometimes self-doubt, right? Imposter syndrome, right? I'm here surrounded by all these people. I'm supposed to be here. I'm surrounded by phenomenal Sherpa and people who run these companies and other wonderful climbers. And it's really easy to go, what the hell am I doing here? That lesson is one I almost have to learn on every mountain. I have to force myself to know that I'm good enough to be here. That's the challenge I face every climb, and I've faced it here a little bit already. But today, I feel ready to take on that mountain. What's waiting for me on Everest as I get all these way stations? The answer is the ability to look at myself and go, yes, I can. And yes, I did. That's it. There's nothing up there. There's nothing that I need to tell the world about. It's being able to tell myself, I put a challenge in front of me. A big, hairy, audacious challenge. Can I do it? If I get to Camp 1, I'll be tired and I'll look at it and go, I did it. Camp 2, I did it. Camp 3, I did it. And that's the part for me. That's what's waiting for me when I get to those. But that's nowhere near as what's waiting for me when I get to the summit. But those way stations along the way, all they're going to do is fuel my knowledge that I could do it.
Hold the ladder now.
Did you see the size of that thing?
Good for have that cool sound.
Right?
You can hear it underneath you. It's just hollow. You know, you wonder how far down the water is underneath the ice. You watch your every step. You sure as hell don't want to hit that thin spot of ice. And then end up knee deep or worse in water. That's colder than this air that's already cold.
I'm 30 plus days into this adventure. Right? I left home a few days before the end of the month, and here I am, the 28th of April. It's been 30 plus days. And I woke up yesterday morning and went for a long hike through the icefall with my guide, Jengbu Sherpa. And there hasn't been a day that I've been here on Everest that I felt physically better than yesterday morning. I felt phenomenal. So now I look at it going, okay, first big challenge, bring it up. I feel about as good as I could. People always ask me, what are you most proud of? For the longest time, it was purely for me. I'm proud that I could look in the mirror and say, I did that. People here don't even know me as Kevin. They know me as the 7 Summit Silverback. But, I guess I really do feel that if I summit, great. If I don't, okay? You know, this is one hell of an adventure. And the people that want me to come back just want me to come back. They don't give a shit whether I suffer. Right? They want me to go and have a great adventure and then come back and go live life. And that's what's going to happen.
Kevin, you just did the crux of this climb on the Lhotse face. You just did the Broxen. How do you feel?
I don't feel 60 years old. I feel damn good, man. Damn good.
Look at that. This is the Broxen here. We just climbed. This is the crux of the climb on the Lhotse face. But you did it, man.
We did
well
the
done.
Broxen, man.
Yeah.
You and me.
Yeah.
You and me, we did the Broxen.
Right, there you go, man. Now we're gonna climb on the Lhotse face.
The easy part.
It's gonna be the easy peasy. Here you go.
Hey Kevin, it's May 15th, 2025. Last 2 nights you've had to make a really difficult decision. And that decision was not to climb. And it was the smartest decision, but still not an easy one. So this message is just for you. Hold your head high. You made it, you climbed Everest. You didn't summit. Most people who come here don't. You gave it every fucking thing you had. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for taking the effort, the time, the resources. Most importantly, the support and love of all those people around you. And you tried it. You're the man in the arena. And this big freaking mountain behind you has taken down stronger men. So I don't care that I didn't summit. It would have been nice. But you know what? You got the support of the man who was going to get you there. He's going to take the flag of your father to the top. You walked away an honorable man. A man that people want to be around. So don't ever lose that. You're a good man. And you know what? This ain't the last adventure you'll go on. So you can hold that head high. Look up that ice fall. And know that you'll make it another time. Cheers.